to another video. In case you didn't see the screen right before this, I'm going to say out loud so that I can make sure that you hear it. I will be speaking on miscarriage and trying to conceive. If miscarriage is going to be something that may be triggering to you, I definitely would prefer that you just close out this video, and I appreciate you even starting to watch this video because that's very special to me that you would even begin it. This video is really very weird for me to make, and it's something that I never thought that I would make because seeing videos like this are usually, at least the TTC videos that I've seen, are usually people taking pregnancy tests and things like that, and that is wonderful and that is great. But that's not what's gonna be happening in this video. This is definitely gonna be a more chit chat video and me explaining what exactly I'm doing to help my body and to know when I'm ovulating. Those things may not interest you, and that is okay. But the one thing that I will say before I start anything is that learning more about my body has made me feel more empowered than I ever have in my whole life. And that is something that is very special to me, regardless of the reason that I had to start doing this. So I have my phone of notes so that I don't forget anything. And if you hear the air, that is because I'm in Texas and it is nighttime, but it's still like 95 degrees. So the reason that I really began looking into figuring out what to do and how to track ovulation was because of having multiple miscarriages. Before my son Jensen, I had a missed miscarriage, and after Jensen, he is 20 months old, I have had 2 miscarriages, one being a missed miscarriage. I really don't want to talk about that or go into too much detail regarding that right now. If that is something that you're interested in, knowing mine and my husband's story and our journey, we do have a family page where we have talked about that and a specific video that I will put in the corner up here, but also that I will link down below. So if that is something that you would like to know and just really get to know us more, then you can do that. I have been working with a midwife, and she's amazing and incredible. She helped me walk through my last miscarriage. It was wonderful having someone that I truly felt like cared about me and wanted to help me and help me know more about myself and how to successfully have a baby. I'm gonna start with the ovulation factor of things and what I am doing trying to figure out when I'm ovulating. So the first thing, if you follow me on TikTok, you may have already seen this because I made a video about it. This right here is called a temp drop. One of the things that a lot of people want you to do to track your ovulation is track your basal body temperature. And in order to track that, you usually have to take your temperature before getting out of bed, before doing anything. It has to be immediate. So if you have to pee really bad, you just have to wait. Using this temp drop has really helped me because I don't want to forget. This is something that tracking my basal body temperature is really important in knowing when I'm ovulating. And so this has really helped a ton. And with this, I have an app that is just the temp drop app. And there's a little button right here that you click that will just kind of flash green. And when you do that, then you put it on your arm. And I'm going to actually show you. It needs to be directly on your arm. So with the sensor part right here and the tip of it facing down, then you just wear it and you go to sleep. And when you wake up, you take it off, you click this button right here again, and it will just be flashing green, and you go in your temp drop app, and as soon as you open the app, it will have a thing that says sync temp drop, and you click that, and then it will store your temps so that you can see if your temperature has changed or what it's doing. The cool thing about this that I did not realize when I got it also is that it learns your body, and it will actually go back and possibly change a temperature or two from a few previous days. I'm also using an app called Fertility Friend, and I have always, just even tracking my period, used something called Ovia Fertility, that app. So those are the 3 apps that I'm using just so that I can look over all of the data. I will say that my midwife suggested using Fertility Friend. So far, that has been the absolute most accurate app that I've used. I take my temperatures from Temp Drop and I just record them in Fertility Friend and in Ovia Fertility. So other than checking my basal body temperature, I also use ovulation strips, which I got a huge box of those on Amazon, and I will link that down below just so that you can see the exact ones that I use. Starting usually between day 10 and 11, I start taking an ovulation strip every single day until it confirms that I've ovulated. If you've never used an ovulation strip, there's the test line and a control line. The control line is super dark and the test line may show up, but it has to be as dark as or darker than the control line to mean that you are ovulating. With different conditions, this may not be the best way to test ovulation because I know everybody's body is a little bit different. That's why I'm kind of just using it as a secondary method, just to confirm for my own sake. Another thing that I am definitely not going to go into detail just because I feel that I don't know a ton about, but it is something that I do check, and I have a paper on that my midwife gave me that I look over. This is something you can look up, cervical mucus. And that you just track, you watch, and then it will usually tell you exactly when you're ovulating. Like I said, everybody's body is a little bit different, so I can only speak for myself personally on this. Those are the 3 things that I use to track my ovulation, which is a lot and can be kind of confusing. So with that, I kind of want to explain specifically basal body temperature and what that looks like and how to know possibly when you are ovulating. So your cycle day 1 is when you start your period. That is day 1. Then up until you ovulate, usually your temperature will be slightly lower. So you will have a lower temperature, and then, not with everyone, but usually with myself and other people I've talked to, this does happen, your temperature will drop slightly before you ovulate. And then 24 hours later, your temperature will rise. This is a huge range of everybody's body being at different temperatures. So you would have to figure out kind of your baseline. So like I said, it will rise 24 hours after an egg has been released. And then to confirm ovulation with your temperature, it needs to have been risen for 3 days. And then you'll continue, and right before you start your period, your temperature will drop. So I pretty much know now the day of or the day right before that I'm about to start my period, which, like I said before, is very empowering to just know what your body's doing. That's just really incredible to me, and something that you're not really taught. Like, we're not taught these things because they don't really teach these things in school. Maybe in your school, definitely not in my school. So your temp, like I said, will drop before your period. Now, if you are pregnant, your temp will stay elevated, and that is when you want to take a pregnancy test to know if you're pregnant or not. One thing that you really need to make sure that you are doing if you are testing your basal body temperature is trying to log it at the same time every day. Now, usually mine is within a 30-minute time frame. So say that there's a day that you're going to be sleeping in. What I would do, and I know a lot of people say to do, is set your alarm and take your temperature, or use your temp drop and log your temperature from there at the same time, and then just go back to sleep. And I know that's not possible all the time, but that is definitely what I do. Not that I'm sleeping in that much. I have a 1.5-year-old. That's not really a thing. Those few things are what I am personally doing to track my ovulation and to try to have a baby. I need to know all of these things so that I can talk to my midwife so that she can give me the proper things that I need to have a successful pregnancy. I'm going to say this before I start this part of the video. I never want to make someone feel bad if they do not want to do things the same way as me. You don't have to do things how I do them or someone else does them. That's okay. It's okay to do the things that you feel like are best for you. Knowing that I really, really want to have another baby, and having been pregnant 4 times in the last 2 years, 3 being miscarriages, there are a lot of things that I've realized that are hormone disruptors that I have started to change. Now, I'm gonna go back all the way to like 10 years. For the last 10 years, I've been using essential oils, and my cousin, she got me into them, and I would use a few of them. Then I moved here to Texas almost 7 years ago, and my friend Harmony was really into essential oils, and so I started learning more about them, researching them. She helped me a lot in just learning about so many things. She still does. I'm always like, Harmony, what am I doing? What is this oil? I use the brand Doterra. No, I do not sell it. I am not trying to sell you anything. I just want to tell you what I have personally been doing. I will put on the screen or put down below what I am using so that I can tell you, and all of the changes that I am making in my house and trying to help my body to not have as many hormone disruptors. The first thing that I changed has been a slow process over the years. Probably over the last 3 or 4 years, because if you are like us, it takes a while to be able to change things over, because changing things over does cost money. So I have been making my own cleaners, my own household cleaners, and I do use doTERRA essential oils, and what is called their On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. So that is one thing that I have been doing because it does not have all of the things in it that may not be okay for my body to have. Another thing that I do is I make my own hand soap, and I've been doing that for quite a while as well. If you want to know how I do that, I do have a reel on Instagram that you can just go watch. Honestly, I have to watch it all the time, every time I make it for some reason, because I'm like, what did I do? How do I do that? I mean, you make hand soap all the time. I don't know why, I can't remember. Another thing that I have been using for a very long time is Dr. Bronner's unscented baby soap. And I actually use that as body wash. I can use that for so many things. I use that to make my soap. I use that as body wash. I even sometimes use it as face wash. I also use a Doterra face wash and lotion. And then I take Doterra vitamins just to help my body have really good vitamins. Another thing that, once again, I'm sorry, but it's true. Sorry that I keep saying Doterra over and over and over again. I use Doterra laundry detergent. Now, this is something that has been a recent switch. Probably in the last year or so, we have found that my son has really bad reactions to sodium lauryl sulfate, which, if you don't know what that is, it is in everything. Well, obviously our skin is very absorbent and takes all this stuff in. So we had to already be careful with laundry detergent. And so slowly I've been going to using only the Doterra laundry detergent. And then also I have switched my deodorant to a natural deodorant as well. I try really hard to stay away from anything that says fragrance on the label. Anything that has fragrance usually contains things that I do not want in my body. A few other things, I have not switched over my shampoo or conditioner, and that is something I'm working on right now. Another thing that I've been slowly switching out is all of our Tupperware, our plastic containers. I've been switching to glass containers. Things just take time. You can't, I mean, you might can, I don't know. I cannot do everything overnight because financially that's just not a thing. And then another thing that I can think of right now is I'm trying to drink less caffeine. I never have been one to drink like a ton of caffeine, but I've been trying, if I can, to limit it to a cup of coffee a day. And sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, these are things that I am personally doing to have less toxins in my body, things that I am personally learning, and the journey that I am on to have another baby. And your journey might look different, or you may have learned different things than me, and that's okay. I want, more than anything, this to be a safe place for you. And that means that if you are going through a similar journey or you are struggling with something like this and you have no one to talk to, I would love to talk to you. And I may not have answers, I may not know what to tell you, but I can tell you that I will 100% listen to you. I will be there for you in any way that I can be, because the journey of trying to have a baby or have another baby after not being able to or having losses can be really scary and really hard. And I never want anybody to feel that they have to walk that journey alone, because as much as I do a lot of times feel alone, and that's just me being very vulnerable and real with you, I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to know that there is someone who may not know you personally or may know you personally. If you're watching this and I do know you, that you are not alone, and I love you and you are important, and the things that you deal with or are going through are important. I know this video is so different from the normal videos I do. My videos, you probably see the more funny side of me, a lot less of the serious side of me. But this is just something that I have known that I was supposed to share, and I was supposed to film and be open and vulnerable with you guys. And to you, this may not seem like a very vulnerable video, but I have a hard time sharing the serious and the real and the deep things because I don't like being vulnerable. And that's why you see a lot of my videos where I'm being silly, because yes, that is me, and obviously I am silly and weird, but this is also me. And this is something that I have been going through and dealing with, and it's not an easy time. I am so appreciative of you for supporting me, for supporting my channel, for just being there for me, letting me have an outlet to be able to talk about something like this. and hopefully there will be updates soon on things going on. But if you have any questions about ovulation or tracking your basal body temperature, or I forget to link something, please let me know. And please know you are doing an amazing job, and it's okay to feel the feelings that you are feeling and talk about it when you need to. Your feelings are very valid. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am so glad that you stopped by today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.